big trees fallen here. Normally I can take a gator up here. That's kind of in the way. I'm taking the dogs on a hike up here and check it out and make sure. I'm sure I've got snow on the back porch. It's going to have to be scooped off. I hope there's a sleeping porch in the back that has a day bed on it, and it's fully made up, but it was tightened down pretty tight with tarps and stuff, and I weighted it all down and used bungee cords, but it's pretty windy. Snow goes everywhere. I know what my screen porch at home looks like, so I can imagine what this one looks like. It's hard walking today. The snow is melting. It's not all that deep, but it's just slippery. It's slippery underneath, and it's really wet and heavy today. It's heavy to move with your feet when you walk. Rusty's happy to be out. So are the Bosties. They love this. They love hiking in these woods as much as I do. There's the cabin, but you can see there's a creek to the side of it here. So we have to walk up here. Have a little trailhead up here. That is a much easier walk. There's the cabin up there. And this is our trail. And there's another tree fallen here. We'll have to get up here and cut it so eventually I can drive the gator up here, because I've got a ton of supplies I need to bring up here. A lot of saplings to cut. Wow, just look at them all. Fruitful year in the woods. I'm sure I'll leave a lot, but this is not easy going uphill here. As you can see, here's a ground view. It's a steep hill in deep snow. Plus there's logs and holes and rocks. As you can see, we're going uphill. Pretty steep incline here. Come on, let's go in. Move the walk. Come on, let's go in. Take your shoes off. Just kidding. Just want to make sure there's no leaks. Got a dead tree out front that's got to be cut down. Whew, I'm hot. It actually feels good in here. I'm dressed way too warm. This thing on my head's got to go. Oh my goodness. You want that? You don't need that. Whoo-wee. Feels good in here. Let's look out front here. Oops. Better do our bear lock first. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have bears here in Missouri. That's gonna bother me right there. Y'all stay in there. This is what drives me crazy right here. You can see something's been chewing on my door right there. And I will have to come and fix that with wood filler, and just these damn squirrels. Squirrels drive me freaking crazy up here. They chew on everything. They chewed on the wooden commode lid over in the outhouse. Now I'm gonna have to buy a new commode lid for out there, because I'm not sitting on one that a squirrel's chewed on. Oh, looks good. Looks like we're getting some good melt. Here's the dead dangerous tree that's got to come out soon. I'm gonna be calling an arborist probably Monday. And as you can see, this cabin sits on part of our farm. And this is all, the goats have access to this. So this year I'm gonna work on putting some kind of little fencing up out there so I can get this temporary stuff here off the porch, and I want to get all this finished up. Yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is. But I can't take a risk on a goat coming up here and butting his head through this beautiful window right here and giving those crazy squirrels access to my cabin, because they would ruin it in a day. Probably a morning. Not going to happen on my watch. I can deal with it. Everything looks good. No leaks. This is the front yard off the cabin here. There's not a lot down there but a creek and a lot of boulders to sit and read on. They get covered with a lot of beautiful moss in the spring. Love to hike down there. So, come on. That is a cold, frozen river right there. That is the Missouri River, for you folks that don't know.